Have a listen to this beautiful piece of classical music. If you've got a keen ear, you may have picked up that is in fact the music from the Ford Focus advert. You know, the one where all the instruments are made from car parts. Well, the man behind that advertisement, Bill Milbrodt, is at Coventry University this morning, but joins us first. Bill, real privilege to meet you. I've seen the advert. I'm very well. I've seen the advert many a time, and the question has always been in our household. Yeah. Well, are they real?
Oh, they're real, yeah. There's two things I want to say. They always say I'm the guy behind it. There's a lot of us. There's about 22 people I work with, and a great designer named Ray Faunce, who gives them their great look. But yeah, they play. Our job was to make instruments that could play the music you hear there and could play it in tune, and that was why we were assigned it.
No jiggery-pokery, no trying to fool us.
No.
All the pieces were put together to make a musical instrument, and they came from a Ford Focus
That's
car.
correct, and they wouldn't have come to me if they didn't need that. They could very well have gone to a Hollywood prop shop and had things made to look like instruments that did not play. But I have a band called the Car Music Project, and we play instruments made from my old car, and so, we popped up on the web as the guys that do it, I guess.
The guys that do it, and then suddenly, here we have a really iconic advert. I think it's every so often an advert comes along, and I'm not just saying it because you're here. You get an advert that comes along every so often that people do talk about, and they go, it beats your soap powder advert into touch. Tell us a little bit about the Car Music Project then.
Well, the Car Music Project is, first of all, we're a band that plays car parts made from my old car, but we're not quite as smooth and elegant as the Ford thing. We have a little fun with noise and, bleeps and honks, they're all part of our music, so we have some fun doing that. We do festivals, colleges, we do art galleries on the East Coast of the United States so far, and this isn't a matter
of just taking a mouthpiece from a well-known brass instrument and sticking it on something else.
Okay, that's what you're asking me. I'm sorry. We have both projects. I have two kinds of instruments. I have instruments I call purebreds, and I have other ones I call hybrids. The purebreds are instruments that are made purely from car parts, and they consist mainly of percussion, obviously wax something, and flutes, which have car parts with holes drilled in them. But then we have what I call hybrids, which are a combination of musical instrument parts and car parts. And in the case of the Ford thing, you have the Ford Fender bass, which you see playing in the advert, and that has real bass strings, bass tuning pegs. You have you have the violins and the violin and things like that. In the advert, you see them played with a windshield wiper, but in real life, they're played with a real bow.
So do you lie in bed at night and think, God, what I could do with a carburettor?
Yeah, sometimes I do. I enjoy it.
How did the whole advert come together? I mean, the pieces themselves, the instruments, and we've established that they played for real, and we've just heard them there. But they're almost like works of art themselves, aren't they? Yeah,
they're very beautiful, and they work. And they how it came about is what happens is Ford shipped us a car by air freight.
But they sent you a Ford Focus.
They sent me a 2008 Ford Focus that you couldn't buy yet, believe it or not. And actually, I'll tell you, they sent us two of them. But what happened is it was taken apart by mechanics. We sort the parts. We put door parts with door parts, transmission parts with transmission parts. Goes into our shop, and what happens is next we start laying them on the floor and trying to figure out, like a puzzle, what can we do with this and this? We knew we had to be able to play the music you heard. They had that music prepared before we were ever involved. at least in prototype form. You know, it was changed a little bit, but we knew what we had to do. So we kind of knew how many strings we needed, how many flutes, and that sort of stuff.
To put your orchestra together in the first place.
To put the orchestra together, yeah. And what happened was we needed more tubular parts, so they ended up sending us a second car to get those out of later.
So you just totally wrecked 2000.
We wrecked 2008 Ford Focuses, yeah.
And
I like to think we didn't wreck them.
No, out of that came something else.
There you go.
So the orchestra itself now is going to be touring.
Yes, a 5-piece ensemble is going to be touring, starting tomorrow, Friday, Saturday in Liverpool at the hospital. You can hear them play twice a day, and you can walk around and see the instruments on display. And then the following week it goes to Glasgow, and then 2 weeks later it will go to Liverpool. And the purpose of that is so you can see them played live. If you don't believe it, go down and see it. But it's a great thing for kids too.
Yeah.
To just see that you can make musical things out of non-musical objects.
So what are you working on now?
Well, what I'd like to do is get back. This has tied me up for a number of months. I'd like to get back and finish our CD. I have 2 songs I have to edit for the Car Music Project, and they've been waiting to be edited since last September. So I hopefully I have
and then
about
those
a month.
Pesky people from Ford come along.
That's it. No, I've enjoyed the Ford project, but I would like to get that done so we can have our CD ready by September and. For next Christmas season. So that's what I'm aiming to do. It
is fantastic. So if you've ever wondered how it all happened, now you know. Bill, thank you very much indeed for joining us on the programme, and good luck at Cov Uni today as well.
Thank you very, very much.
Real pleasure. Thank you.